Alrighty then, let's get into it. Today I'm starting a series to complete Majesty Gold Edition. I've been playing this game on and off for years, ever since I was a teenager really, but I've never actually fully completed it with the expansion. I've also had the expansion for many years, no real excuse, but yeah, I decided to give it a go and do it in a video format. So here we are today. I don't have any mods on, no active mods I should say, and let's do this.
Your Excellency, I offer my most humble introduction. I am Lord Ben Fairweather. I was your mother's most trusted advisor. I submit my services to you in that continued capacity.
That's the narrator. You'll be hearing him a lot, before every mission, after every mission, and in some rare cases like this. This is the recommended start. You don't need to follow this, but it does give you, well, a bit of a tutorial. So let's get started. This is the map. All up here is the expansion. Everything down here is the main game. You get several locked missions. You can't do them until you've done, well, the previous ones. Not all the previous ones, just the ones where it says up the top for each particular mission. So this is the starter one. It goes from beginner to advanced to expert. And these locked missions are not particularly, like, they're not all expert. That one's advanced, that one's expert, that one's expert. Anyway, let's get into it.
Forgive the intrusion, Highness, but we've been robbed. Someone has stolen the magic bell, the holy book, and the eternal candle. Right from under our noses, they were whisked away from the royal treasury by some scoundrel. We must do something to recover them. They are treasures beyond value.
Good old narrator. Now, if you're impatient and you just click past that, because for whatever reason, they do have the background again here for you to read. The goals to the missions, you always want to glance at this at the very least, because it gives additional information. Like this one here. You get no warriors or wizards available in this quest. They mean the heroes, but they also mean the buildings that produce those heroes. You also go to find the items that were stolen that you just heard. They're hidden in lairs and whatnot throughout the map. So let's start. Here is your palace. This is the single most important building of the game. If you lose this, you lose. It can be upgraded several times. It all comes down to money and how many heroes you have. This being the first mission, you can't unlock this to the top tier, I believe. So a little bit, you get these messages. They always allude to the mission in some way. Some missions only got the one. Other missions you'll get plenty. So, yep, thieves, hid the artifacts, find the locations. Blacksmith, you research upgrades. Heroes can come in and buy upgrades with their own gold when they get said gold. Through various means, it takes them a little while at times. But you got to do the upgrades yourself when you have the money.
Your Highness,
in the first mission, you always have a decent amount of starting cash. The guardhouses, they're bloody great. If you fully upgrade them, they can hold down as position all by themselves. You always, so start that upgrade. There's one out the flat here. That's kind of useless, but sure, upgrade it.
Your Highness,
because monsters will go for them. It's not the first choice, but they will go for them. And if you upgrade them all the way, they get a decent guardsman that will patrol the area. Inns are great. The heroes can go in there. They can hide from monsters. They can heal themselves. They'll buy drinks, which will actually put gold in the coffer. And your taxman will come along, grab that money, put it in your palace. Now, all the money your buildings produce has to be physically collected by the tax collector, and he is squishy.
If our kingdom is to prosper, it needs more heroes.
If he dies and he's got money on him, that money is lost forever. So I'm actually going to tell him not to collect tax from all the way out here. That's useless. I'll destroy that later on. Upgrade that. Research that. Now the first thing you want to do, every single mission, as soon as possible, is to build a marketplace. This is how you generate your cash. You get a tiny amount from your palace automatically. Your tax collectors can go out and collect cash from pretty much every building. However, your marketplace is where most of your income will come from. This is one of your hero buildings. This is the Rogues Guild. Always good. You almost always want to have one of these. And each one of these heroes guilds can hold 4 heroes. You always want to upgrade your Rogues Guild because your heroes can go on there and poison their weapons. It's not a great upgrade, but every little bit helps. Now your marketplace, your heroes can come in and buy items and they will actually help them out. The gold goes in there, the tax man comes along, grabs it, brings it back. All good. You've got to research and unlock everything, and well, see, I unlocked Market Day and now I have Market Day. The problem with that though is that if you click on that, it'll give you a bit of money, but it stays there, so it's got to be picked up. And your heroes cannot use the marketplace while Market Day is going on. Bit strange, but you know. So you got to be careful at times when you're going to use that ability. Now, this is one of those games where you cannot tell your heroes what to do directly. You have to rely on each type of hero's personality, like rogues. They're always interested in money. They always want to be looting things. They're just a little bit squishy. So you get this rewards tab here in your palace. Click on that, it always starts on zeros at the start of a mission, so you have to actually put a default amount of money in each one. Now, that doesn't take from that, you actually have to put one down first for that money to be automatically taken out. You can increase the amount if you feel pleased, but, well, rogues, greedy. Upgrade your palace when you have the money wherever possible, because you always get more upgrades. As in more durability, slightly more passive income, more royal guardsmen to patrol, although it's never a lot, but I think it goes from 1 to 2, but it helps. But it gets you more buildings once it's fully built up. So let's grab these rangers. Oh.
The palace renovations are finished.
There's one of those hiding locations, and one of my rogues is already dead. They like exploring, looting, getting greedy and dying.
Your Highness, the elves wish to join our prosperous kingdom.
I'll talk about the elves, the non-humans, in a minute. The trading posts out the flat, I'm going to tell them this mission here, normally it's not a problem, but if you start with the trading post already out the flat, you're going to want to be careful. I'd normally tell them to don't come out and repair, don't come out and tax. It's just going to die, or it's just going to tie up resources you can use elsewhere. If you research in here, healing potions, heroes can come and buy healing potions, and if they're out here fighting... Nope, rogue died again. Let's try and get them killed, shall we?
Majesty, your trading post now offers healing potions.
Upgrade, upgrade, always do your upgrades. Houses never start with the auto repair on, you almost always want that on. And there's a sewer entrance. They spawn automatically, it's not great. Let's just chuck a guardhouse right next to
your
that.
marketplace now
Gotta be
serves
careful
you
out
better.
though. Every guardhouse you put down automatically increases the cost for the next one.
The local blacksmith offers new services.
But anyway, so the trading posts. Gotta be careful with them. When they work great, but, well, what it makes them worth it is that every once in a while they'll send out a caravan to go to your marketplace, and they'll actually inject a decent amount of gold into its coffer. But they're vulnerable and they're slow. So the trade-off is worth it, but you got to be careful. Monsters can destroy your buildings while they're in an incomplete state, whether you just put it down or it's been half built like this. So you got to be careful. They will go after your peasants. They love going after your tax collectors. And bloody sewer entrances will spawn rats and ratmen, so you always got to be careful about that. If you can, lock them down with the tower. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but well, you can just do what you can. Always be upgrading if you have the money. You got to be careful about your money situation. If you have put down things in the wrong order at times, and there's definitely a right and wrong order, like there's no use fully upgrading stuff if you've got no heroes to defend you. It's no use having a whole bunch of weak heroes if they have no upgrades to purchase. Even if it's only one or two, it helps. There's no use having a bunch of stuff and no upgraded marketplace, because then your money comes in so slowly, you'll be overrun or the mission will end before you have enough to do what you need to do. When these scrolls will pop up relevant to the mission at times, you actually see them flash on the minimap. They do help.
Your Highness, we've improved the guardhouse.
But, well, not really too fussed about any of that during the first mission. If I was more concerned, I would just delete these two. But, again, first mission. That's super annoying. That caravan was destroyed right before I got in there. Now, caravans don't cost you gold. They're automatically generated, so if the trading post survives, it'll continuously send caravans. That's not a problem. But if they continuously get attacked, you got to defend them. Heroes will come out automatically in response. If it gets damaged, they've got to get repaired. Peasants will automatically come out to repair it. Just, you got to be careful. Certain things can draw away your heroes, and see, look, there's a troll. I forgot trolls are attracted to trading posts as well. Whether or not heroes will come out here and try and save it, I don't know. But I want that troll dead. They're always annoying, they'll always cause you trouble. Alright, so the non-heroes. As far as I remember, there is 3 races of non-humans is what I meant. 3 races of non-humans. You've got the elves, you've got the dwarves, you've got the gnomes. Each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The elves are great archers, they're really fast, but they start automatically generating these elven lounge buildings that your heroes will go into. They'll spend gold there, you'll never see that gold again. Annoying, but if you want really good archers and elves, that's just what you have to pay. You can also get access to dwarves. Now, dwarves are slow as hell. They're decent fighters once they level up, like really decent, they're tanky, but they'll get murdered for being so slow early on. So, but dwarves, for me, make up for it with their buildings. You put down their guild, and you get access to a ballista tower. And the ballista tower is bloody amazing. Unlike the guardhouse, it never increases in price. It's a flat 950 gold, and it'll always be 950 gold. It's great. If you've got the patience and the money, you can just completely cover the map. Let's do a market day. Let's upgrade. Let's get more heroes. Always more heroes. I've been slacking actually. I shouldn't have let the number of heroes get that low. Now you can tell your heroes to focus on things. Like, let's just say I want this place here destroyed because it's a quest place. Yep, there's that notification saying the dwarves want to move. Now the thing is, dwarves and elves famously don't get together. If you have dwarves, you can't have elves. You've got elves, you can't have dwarves. It's just the way that works. I want the dwarves. Almost always dwarves. Now these statues. Sometimes if I tell a hero to go and attack this place, the reason I increase that gold is not just because I want heroes to have more gold. Not just because I could afford it. No, it increases the incentive. Which is great. However, due to several different factors, some heroes won't be, you know, too fussed about doing what you want them to do quickly. Increasing the price, that can make it better. Increasing the palace level, I think increases it. Certain buildings definitely do, such as a statue, which you can build fairly early.
Majesty, our new building is complete.
Yeah, raises the loyalty of the heroes in your kingdom. They will strive to complete their quests with renewed determination. Great. There's no use building many statues. There's only so much loyalty you can get. There we go. That's the dwarven settlement done. With the non-humans, you can only get 3 per guild building. Just the way it is. No real reasons are given for that. This fires ballista bolts out of the towers, so it can function as a tower by itself. So you can actually use it to lock down areas, just never by itself. It's always gets worn down, I've noticed. Well, there's that ballista tower. I can put one down there, and look, it's still only 950. And it got destroyed. That's annoying. That's 950 gold I do not get back. Well, let's put down another marketplace. I definitely don't need to. No, it's too close. Yep, too close. There we go. We'll put it there.
The wild spirits.
Another reason to tell your heroes to attack things or to go to certain locations is to inject a bit of gold into their pockets. They don't need to be certain levels to buy things. They just need the gold. So you can increase their abilities that way. You can't tell them what to get, you can't tell them where they go, and sometimes they'll just go spend that money at the inn. But every little bit of gold certainly helps. But rogues are greedy. They all want to take all that gold for themselves, and the hero can only hold so much stuff.
Majesty,
Rangers always want to be outranging,
new services.
like this one down here, which is good. You want the map to be open, but you will suffer casualties while they're out and about. They'll run into something they can't quite cope with, and they'll get murdered. Oh, let's make sure that dies. Let's upgrade this.
Your Majesty.
Let's make sure that. Hate trolls.
Sovereign, your marketplace now serves you better.
Let's just kill that off. Houses don't start with this auto repair on, so you gotta always be careful with that. And the reverse, if you start with several houses and they're getting absolutely murdered and your peasants keep getting drawn out to repair them, just let them die. The mission is what matters. Some missions you'll be going through that much of a meat grinder, you'll just be clicking between all your guild buildings. Just getting your heroes population back up. You can get pretty crazy. You get a whole bunch of temples. They're basically just priests, priestesses, monks, so on and so forth that have their own special abilities, as you can see down here. The purple one is all wizard related, everything else is all temple related. Not going to touch on that right now, it's not needed. I will in future episodes.
More gold, Your Majesty.
They should be finished with this mission pretty quickly. Oh, let's see if this dwarf actually survives. Well done. Fleeing in terror. Yeah, that's the thing that can happen, especially being undead. But look how slow that dwarf is. Level 1 dwarf, he's barely outracing this zombie. And what else? Oh, see, that dwarf got absolutely swarmed up here by all these spiders. Spiders are not that powerful, but well, they completely just annihilated that dwarf.
I know.
Ranger camps have an interesting little ability. There's all sorts of things in this game, so you've got to keep an eye out as you're playing. Such as the Rangers Guild can be moved. You click on Move Camp, and, well, let's just say it starts automatically built on a map, and it is, say, out here. That's a bad position. It's not particularly tanky. You want it with the rest of your buildings, so you can just bring it back in. It's annoying when they do that. However, just like the guardhouses, the guilds also increase the more you get, such as the marketplaces themselves.
Leave my gold alone.
Oh, rogue got eaten. Whoa, look at all those spiders. Yeah, that guy's probably dead. Yeah, I don't know why they recommend moving this place to support a remote outpost. All it's going to do is just make another target. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Yeah, these veteran guardsmen, the veteran city guards, are bloody great.
Join the wild
There he is.
spirits.
And I lost that other ranger.
Robin, your marketplace now serves you better.
If I lose enough heroes, you'll see another little automatic building that's indestructible pop up called Graveyard. That's not great. It'll produce zombies and whatnot. And since it's right on the outskirts of your little settlement, yeah, it'll just continuously, somewhat randomly, produce zombies that'll attack anyone and anything near it. So you kind of have to lock that down if it happens. Oh, I guess they didn't actually... Was that the last one? Is someone bringing back the... Nope. There it is. Kill that. I got lots of money. So you might as well just do that. Kill you because you're annoying and you will come in. Kill you because you're super aggressive and quite powerful. troll. He'll die soon, but I spent some money on him anyway. Now, if no hero kills this troll, that money doesn't actually go anywhere. I have lost that money. Now, because there's a grave, that grave can be looted.
Sovereign, a
But it
building
won't be
has
the
been
full amount.
upgraded.
See where it says extort here for $3,300. That will dip up and down. That actually increases.
We are victorious, Your
Oh, there we
Majesty.
go, we won. But that can actually increase for all the unpaid taxes that is floating around in your settlement. So that is fully half of everything. So instead of 3,480 around the place, that is actually 6,800, 940. So if you click on extort, you fully lose out on half of that money. The Rogues Guild keeps it. It disappears into the ether. You never see it again. None of the rogues themselves actually have it, so they can't upgrade themselves. It's just gone. Never use that unless it's an emergency. But anyway, that's the mission. I'm going to continue this until I complete the game. Hopefully doing all the missions, which I think you have to do, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm quite enjoying playing this game from the past. And if you enjoyed yourself, like, subscribe, comment down below. Alright? And I'll see you next time.